Councillors, will be starting shortly at 7 p.m. Councillors, can I have your attention, please? Welcome to this meeting of the Town Planning Committee, and I now declare the meeting open. We will commence the meeting with the following reflection. I would ask those gathered to join us now for a few moments of silence as we reflect on our roles in this chamber. Please use this opportunity for reflection, prayer or thought to focus on our shared intention to work respectfully together for the well-being of our whole community. Thank you. The Cardinia Shire Council respectfully acknowledges that we are on the traditional land of the Boonwurrung and Wurundjeri people and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Declarations of interest. Are there any councillors with any declarations of interest tonight? No, thank you. So the ordinary items on today's agenda are item 5.1. T220274 PA Buildings and Works in brackets earthworks for a pond 10 Craig Road, Beaconsfield Upper. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Davies. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Springfield. Thank you. I'll ask the mover to speak if you wish. Are you moving the council officer's recommendation firstly? Sorry.
Yes, Mayor, I would like to move the council officer's recommendation.
Thank you.
Excuse me just a moment, sorry. Thank you, Mayor. The recommendation to T220274 PA Building and Works for a pond at 10 Craig Road in Beaconsfield Upper is the motion tonight that I would like to recommend council grants. This is because the council officers have supported this application with a list of conditions, including amending the plans required, detailed landscaping, no alterations in the design of the pond from what has been proposed, satisfactory completion requirements, detailed engineering, assessments, amenity provisions to support construction works, consideration on soil erosion and sewage disposal. I confirm that tonight I will be seeking, I move and will seek that council votes in support of the officer's recommendations, which is granting the permit. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. I'll now go to the seconder if you'd like to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other councillors who would like to speak on this item? Councillor Owen.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councillor Davies and Councillor Springfield. I just briefly want to say a couple of words. It is a retrospective application for a permit for these works. I do note there was 4 objections, and it's really important that we note the conditions for this proposed permit. It's really important. I think it does address some of the concerns addressed by the objectors for this application, and also concerns raised in the past regarding this property. So I think it's really important that we acknowledge those conditions, and I think that will provide some comfort to those objectors and nearby residents that had some concerns about this application. So I think it's really important to note that, and I expect council to monitor those conditions going forward. I move. Thank you. I support same. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Owen. Do we have any other councillors who would like to speak? No, I'll go back to the mover to sum up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councillor Springfield and Councillor Owen, for your comments. I would like to acknowledge the objectors also with their concerns about this applications and their frustration with surrounding development. These objections have been read, and Council's Regulation and Compliance Services departments also provided advice for myself and the rest of the councillors with respect for these. Irrespective of Council's decision tonight on this matter specifically, Cardinia Shire Council will continue to provide inspection and regulatory services to ensure planning compliance and that local laws are upheld in this community and Shire-wide. I do encourage the community to contact Council's customer service line with any concerns and feedback. This is so information is recorded and investigations and actions happen when needed. I'm happy to take escalations too, and I know the ward councillor, Councillor Brett Owen, is also happy to do this. To conclude, I am in agreement that this pond does meet the requirements under Cardinia's planning scheme, and I conclude that I seek Council's support tonight to vote in accordance with the Council Officer's recommendations to approve the planning permit. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now put this to a vote. All those in favour? Against? I declare that carried. Thank you. Item 5.2 T210561PA, use and development of the land for a dwelling and outbuilding and the removal of vegetation at 31 Walford Road, Beaconsfield Upper. Councillor Owen, you wish to defer this matter. Can you move your motion, please?
Thank you, Mayor. I move the following: that Council defer consideration of this application until the Town Planning Committee meeting to be held on the 6th of March 2023 to allow further discussion with the applicants. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Owen. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Cameron, thank you. I'll now go to the mover to speak.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Cameron, for your seconder. The proposal is to seek permission to construct a dwelling and outbeing access via driveway and remove native vegetation associated with the bushfire risk and effluent field. So it is a very detailed report before us. I would like more time for council officers to speak to the applicant. I do believe there is an opportunity under, through conditions to allow such a permit, but I think we just need time to speak to the applicant, work through the concerns raised by our environment team in the report to see what can be done in relation to conditions. So I look forward to this report coming to this application coming to the March meeting for council's determination. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll now go to the seconder to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I agree with Councillor Owen's comments and I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cameron. Are there any other councillors who would like to speak? Councillor Davies.
Thank you, Mayor. I also would like to support Councillor Owen in deferring this item. I would like to acknowledge the applicants whom are in the gallery tonight. The block is a truly beautiful piece of land, but planning controls are complicated and complex, and I will appreciate the additional time to make my vote in an informed and fair decision. I would also like to preemptively thank Ms. Rosick and her staff for the time and efforts with further professional advice which will be required on this matter. I do hope that a suitable resolution is found and look forward to the outcomes of further work on this matter. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. Any other councillors who wish to speak? Councillor Ryan.
Thank you, Councillor Owen, Councillor Cameron, Councillor Davies. I too am in support of this deferral. I think we need more information of the report coming back so that we can clarify clearly exactly the land where the home should be sited at, as well as the environmental side. And I think we've all got different messages, different perspectives in the way that we look at things. So I think that we'll have a clear understanding and a clear support that we can get this through for the family so that they can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ryan. Any other councillors who would like to speak? I see none, so I'll go to the mover to sum up. Thank you, Councillor Owen.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, councillors, for your speeches tonight to this item. I've got no further, but I do look forward to it coming to the next town planning meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now put this to a vote. All those in favour? Against? I declare that carried. Thank you. Item 5.3, planning matters dealt with by officers under delegated authority. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Davies, are you moving the
Thank you,
officer's
Mayor. I
recommendation?
move the council officer's recommendation.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Moore. Thank you.
I second that, Mayor.
Thank you. I'll go to the mover to speak if you'd like.
Thank you, Mayor. I will briefly speak on this matter, and the recommendation is that council notes the report. Between the 3rd of November and the 8th of January, under the delegated powers, planning permits have been issued for a range of permits across the Shire in each of our respective wards. And it is important to discuss this and in accordance with our councillor plan and our promise that we practice responsible leadership, we build trust through meaningful community engagement and transparent decision making. So I will briefly note the planning matters in my own ward of Toomuck Ward, which is one of the wards which is fairly recently established and doesn't have as many as others. But these have included building, minor movements to dwellings, constructions of garages, changing a permit to have a double story instead of to being a single story development, and removing of native vegetation. Planning is very complex, and our planning controls have been applied under delegation. So in closing, I would like to encourage all councillors to continue to take an interest in what matters are dealt with under delegation to ensure that we provide transparent decision making. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. I'll now go to the speaker, a seconder to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. No, I have no further to add. The councillor has put enough information into this as well. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Moore. Are there any other councillors who would like to speak? No, I'll go back to the mover to sum up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. To briefly conclude, I move that council notes the report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now put this to a vote. All those in favour? Against? I declare that carried. Thank you. Item 5.4, Planning Matters VCAT Report. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Kowaczyk.
Thank you. I move the officer's recommendation.
Thank you. May I have a seconder, please? Councillor Springfield. Thank you. I'll go to the mover to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Radford. Thank you, Councillor Springfield. The list contained in the report is presented to keep council informed of applications that are currently the subject of appeals proceedings and recent decisions from VCAT. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I'll now ask the done it again. The seconder to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Look, I'll just mention it's good to have this report come through each month, and for residents as well to be able to read over and they can see what everything's up to date when it comes to the VCAT hearings and hearings of what's in front of us. So I'm very happy to support this moving forward and support Councillor Kowaczyk. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Springfield. Any other councillors who would like to speak on this item? I see none. I'll go back to the mover to sum up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Springfield, for your comments. And of course, this report is included so that council is aware of goings on at VCAT, but it's open for the community to read too. So if you're interested, I encourage you to take a look. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I'll now put this item to a vote. All those in favour? Against? I declare that carried. Thank you. Item 5.5, Planning Scheme Amendment Activity Report. May I have a mover, please? Councillor Davies.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that council notes the report as per the council officer's recommendations.
Thank you. Can I ask for a seconder, please? Councillor Ross. Thank you. I'll go to the mover to speak.
Thank you, Mayor. This report notes planning matters which are with VCAT, and these can include objections to council decisions. Some applications come in when council hasn't determined an application quickly enough. But there are also two.
Sorry, Councillor Davies, we're on item 5.5, planning
sorry,
scheme amendment activity report.
I'm
That's
reading
okay.
the wrong one.
Yes.
My apologies. Okay. So this report provides an update on the status of active planning scheme amendments and any new requests that have been received. Now, most significantly, I would like to talk about two of the planning scheme amendments. Firstly, the C270, which was the Shire-wide, Cardinia Shire-wide municipality item, which was to apply the heritage overlay to 9 trees confirmed as historically significant through Cardinia's significant tree register process. This was adopted by council last year on the 20th of June, and it was lodged with the Minister for Planning, and it's still waiting on approval. So that's why it's included in this table, in this report. Most significantly, though, I would like to give a brief update on C265, the Cardinia Shire Council Pakenham South Employment Precinct. The purpose of this amendment is to incorporate the precinct structure plan into Cardinia's planning scheme. So an exhibition period started in October 2020 and finished in November 2020. It was then adopted by council in July 2021. The next phase is the infrastructure contributions plan, which is the numerics behind how much funding is going to come in from which sources to provide the necessary community infrastructure. Council officers are currently in the process of getting a peer review by an independent expert on their ICP documentation. I do look forward to the progress of the Pakenham South Employment Precinct structure. It's a fantastic opportunity to target quality jobs, quality futures, and investment in our Shire. And I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Davies. I'll now ask the seconder to speak.
Nothing further. Thank you, Mayor.
No worries. Thank you. Are there any other councillors who would like to speak to this item? I see none, so I will go back to the mover to sum up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank the council officers who have prepared the planning scheme amendment activity report and the associated many tasks that go into each and every one of these items. I will conclude recommending council notes the report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now put this item to a vote. All those in favour? Against? I declare that carried. Thank you. So that concludes tonight's Town Planning Committee meeting. So I thank everyone in the gallery for attending, and I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you.